Peace and blessings, y'all, and welcome to Multidimensional Soul Podcast. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I did. It was real relaxing, chill for the most part. Got some errands done, created some content for my plant page, did a couple TikToks. I don't even know why I'm on TikTok or how I even ended up the Busted Challenge. I do know how I got there. The Busted Challenge got my ass on TikTok, and now I'm just challenging it up. Any rate, today I want to talk about support. I was in a clubhouse room, and the question was, what does support look like for you? Like, oftentimes we often say we want our tribe to be there for us, support us. And I'm not talking about like those of us that have a business. It's clear what the obvious support is. If you have a business, you support financially by purchasing, you support by word of mouth, recommending said business, sharing social media posts, etc. But I'm talking about mentally. How do you want your tribe to support you? What does support look like for you? And reading the question at first, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go, like, she got me on the floor, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna say a little something. And then I realized, oh shit, what does support look like for me? Like, what do I want from my tribe when I need support mentally? And also brought me to, like, my tribe gets on me a lot. I always hold space for all of them to come to me. I will walk them through. I will meditate with them. Anything they need, I'm pretty much there for them. But I rarely allow them to be there for me. Not because I don't trust them to. I guess I just work better whenever I'm able to work through shit alone sometimes. I do a pretty damn good job at keeping it 100 with myself. Like, I know when I'm fucking up, I know when I'm wrong, etc. So sometimes I just need a little time to sort through and figure things out myself, and then because I am a very solution oriented person, so by the time they even have time, or I've invested in making a phone call or sending a text message, I've pretty much already resolved my own issues. But it still poses the question, in the event I need or want anyone in my tribe to be there for me, what would support from them look like? Would it look like them just sitting on the phone and letting me vent? Would it look like advice? Would it look like coming to get in my bed and binge watching TV shows and eating junk food? What does it look like? Do I want them to be like, okay, girl, let's just go? Well, that's a dub because we can't go anywhere due to the pandemic. But, in a world that was quote unquote normal, okay, let's just take a quick trip here. A lot of people that know me know I like to sit by the water and write or meditate or just like catch a vibe, just like have some music playing, write, read, the things that kind of make me feel like I've left, so to speak, or just give me time to like clear my head. But I typically do those things by myself. So would it look like support for me if my friends were like, okay, girl, we're gonna just get in a car, we're gonna ride, and we're gonna go sit at this view and we're just gonna write? Or what is it? And I have yet to be able to answer that question for myself. So I was like, well, I'm going to ask the listeners, what does support look like for you as it pertains to mental support? If you need to vent or talk to someone, physical support too, but I feel like that one's a little bit easier. I mean, it's physical. So clearly, someone will be coming to assist you physically. I mean, but also it could be an orgasm. That's physical support from the correct person. And honestly, that's the type of support I like whenever I am feeling drained or my mind is boggled. Yeah, I want to have an orgasm. Physical support, but that's not, my friends aren't going to be there for me for that. My wife is. And I don't know how to have my friends show up for me. And it's so crazy that I'm even thinking about this. I've had the same group of friends for quite some time. And when I do let them in, surprisingly, they know like what to do. I don't have an issue with what's being done, but I've never thought about it enough. And now that I'm thinking back, honestly, a lot of times it is, girl, let's go get something to eat, or we just kind of lay around and watch something, binge watch a show together, though, in the same bed or on the couch together. That's the only thing that comes to mind for me. And I think that's crazy, considering that I'm sure if I asked any of my tribe members, they could name so much more that I do for them versus what they do for me or what I allow them to do for me. And a couple years ago, 2019 to be exact, at my birthday, we were at a cabin in the mountains in Tennessee, and I guess they call themselves having a little intervention about how I don't share with them, or I just kind of tackle whatever it is myself, and I'll tell them about it after the fact, or if I ever even tell them about it, and that I needed to do better. And I think I'm doing better. I don't even know. And it's not that it's even hard for me to say anything. And it's not that my friends are judgmental or that I don't, or they won't hold the space, because they will. I guess I just don't know what I want from them or what I expect from them. So then I just don't say anything, especially since none of my friends are close to me. If you're a listener and you don't know me, my wife is in the military, and right now we are located in upstate New York, and none of my tribe members are here. Okay, y'all, I'm going to interrupt real quick just to let y'all know. Coming up for about the next 20 seconds, you're going to hear a little bit of static. Please bear with me. Remember, I'm new to podcasting solo, and this is why the playback is important. So yeah, 20 seconds, a little bit of static. We'll be back to normal. Thank you for listening. So that could play a big role in why I don't know how they should support me, because when we all live around each other, baby, we're going to get something to eat, and we're going to talk about that shit over some food, or we're going to go have a drink and we're going to talk about it over some drinks, or they're going to come to my house, or I'm going to go to their house, and we're going to get in the bed and we're going to watch TV, and we're going to still eat good food. So apparently that's support for me, talking it out with you guys. And they can't do that. So I guess in my mind, in some kind of way, they can't support me. That's why I don't open up, I guess, as much as I used to. That's interesting. We just really worked that out together. I've been thinking about this question all weekend, and I couldn't come up with something, or something that I felt like was valid. And here we go. It is because they aren't here. I'm a friend that likes my support in person. Now, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't still allow them to support me, but I guess the other side of that, the support that I'm settling for, so to speak, would just be FaceTime and talking on the phone and talking it out and having them listen, or call me on my bullshit, because I definitely be on bullshit sometime. A lot of the time I'm working on that, but I guess that's just it. Support for me looks like, let's go eat. My friends coming to me or me coming to them, and we're able to sit, talk, have drinks, and talk about what's going on and make jokes about it as well, because that's just who I am as a person. We're going to get them laughs off no matter how down in the dumps I am. Yeah, what does that look like for you? I know when I was in the room on Clubhouse, a lot of people said support for them was leaving them alone and like giving them time to process and letting them, I guess, come to you when they're ready. And some others, was like allowing them to vent, but not necessarily giving advice. And then there were others like me that didn't really know what support looked like for them, which I feel like is understandable. I don't know that I've ever been asked that question in my life. what does support look like? And I feel like I've always just took support to mean someone backing you. You're going back to school? That's great. I support you. You're going to open that business? That's great. I support you. What can I do? But I've never thought about it in any other aspect. I mean, I wanted plants and my wife supported me, so she went out and got me plants. And then I wanted to create a plant page and create content, and she supports me in that by being my photographer, videographer, shit. I mean, financially, because the plants got to get bought. So, I mean, I feel like those are the obvious things. And then now I'm wondering how I allow my wife to support me mentally. And I think if she were on this episode, she may say that I don't really allow her to do that. That's crazy. Clearly an area I need to work on. I think I would like to maybe have support be, well, that doesn't work. I was going to say like having someone hold me if I'm crying, but honestly, I rarely cry. I hardly cry about things, and if I do, it's something that sparks joy. I'll cry about something joyous without even questioning it. And so in that moment, I don't need support. Like, I'm happy. It just moved me to tears. When I do cry and it's not happy tears, I typically do it in the shower by myself because that's how I like it. So, yeah. How do you allow the people in your life to support you? And I really want to know. I want you guys to send me a DM on Instagram. I have 2 pages, Peace Love Locks with 2 S's or Peace Love Plants with 2 S's. If you're my friend on Facebook, you can DM me there. If you're not my friend on Facebook, don't even worry about it. Twitter, whatever. Just let me know. How do you allow people in your life to support you? I know this looks different for everyone and everyone won't have the same ideas, but I am looking for ideas or ways to allow people to support me. And I feel like this sounds so ridiculous. Like, girl, just let them people come over there and da-da-da-da, or just call somebody and talk and listen. I don't have no problem with that. I just don't think that, I mean, I know calling someone and them listening to me and holding space for me to say what I need to say without judgment is support. It just, I guess to me, doesn't seem like support. And support is different for everyone. That doesn't seem like support to me. I feel like because I do it so often, it's like the easiest thing a person can do, especially in the middle of a pandemonium. Like, that's all you can do is listen and talk, essentially. And for me, that just doesn't ring as support. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm not trying to sound ungrateful when I say that. That just isn't, for me. You held space, you let me vent. I'm so gracious for that. I'm finna move on. Yeah, it doesn't make me feel supported. That's my truth. My support to me definitely looks different. And I'm open to y'all sending me a DM or whatever and being like, girl, that's cap, because that's support. And then maybe I would have to figure out a way to make that really feel like support to me. Maybe that's something that I take for granted. That doesn't resonate with me. I don't think that's the case. Support is just different for me. And it's so crazy to say it's different, even though I don't really know what it entails. It's just different. Aside from what I've already said, like, come over, let's eat, or cook something, I'm coming over, or can I just be in, this just made me think of something. A lot of times, support for me is being alone together. I love knowing that I am with someone in case I do start crying, or I do have a moment, or my thoughts get too loud in my head, and then I can voice something out loud. But ultimately, I just want to be able to exchange energy without the words. A lot of times that works best for me. I love being alone together. And honestly, that is how my wife and I kind of became a thing, because we were just chilling and we like being alone together. She would literally come over, we'd watch TV sometimes, not say anything. She'd play the game. We would hardly say anything sometimes, or we would just be in my bed, not hunching, but like we'd fall asleep, like take naps together, big love language. But we would just be alone together and it felt good. And I've been able to do that with several of my closest friends. Like, girl, I'm gonna come over. You okay? No, but I just need to come over and I don't want to talk about it. Bet. Like, it just works. That's what I like. So I know how, but again, it is in the physical and we're in the panoramic and I can't have that. And I live so far away from all of my tribe members. Can't have it. See where I'm going here? Everything that I want and everything that looks like support for me aren't things that I can have at this time. Not from my tribe members. I can have that from my spouse. But, I mean, if the shit is about her, then obviously I don't want her motherfucking support. And I'm just keeping it 100, because every day ain't like roses around this motherfucker. And some days what I need support in is how to not be going the fuck off on her all the time. Or, whatever. Or just gaining her perspective, but I would like to do that with my people and I can't. So there's the answer to my own question, but I'm still definitely very interested in hearing your responses. What does support look like for you? How does your tribe support you? Or what type of support do you offer? I mean, all of those are valid. There were some people that when I asked this question were just kind of like, well, damn, I never thought about how I could support someone outside of just listening. And I feel like that's most people's go-to. I listen when you call or when you're texting me, I give you my undivided attention. And not downplaying that at all, because if anyone that you are contacting is anything like me, I can be in the midst of standing in the middle of a fire of my own shit. I'll still make time. I'll still be there for you. I'll still give advice, hold space and all that for you as if I have nothing going on. And sometimes that's what I need. That is exactly what I need. Sometimes my friends will reach out and they can gauge my energy like, I was calling to talk about something, but what's going on with you? I feel like your energy off, whatever. And in that moment, I'm like, no, whatever it is that you wanted to talk about, let's please talk about it, because sometimes support for me is giving me your problem so I don't have to deal with mine. And I know that ain't really support in the healthiest form. That's just a little bit of out of sight, out of mind. Let me focus. But also like refocusing on something else and going back to the shit that was bothering you could be helpful. Put a spin on that. So yes, sometimes I still like to take on other shit when I am in the midst of some shit, because let me support you because that supports me. Yes, I like that. But that's kind of how I get down for the most part. I guess I am more of an in-person person than I thought. And I got to work on it. I got to work on figuring out a way to make like the phone calls and the advice or the space to vent mean a little bit more. Oh, that sounds bad. Y'all know what I mean. Well, I hope y'all know what I mean. Not me more as if it doesn't mean nothing, because I don't want to sound like I'm taking that for granted. But again, we've uncovered what support looks like to me, and I just hold other things to a higher regard than the phone conversations. And maybe, I am a rebellion at heart, and maybe I just want to rebel and be like, fuck them phone calls, because I want to see my girls in person, period. Because that's who I am. And that's just me wanting to rebel against the whole paranormal going on outside, period. Because what else is there to do at this point? Like, this literally all I have is the phone. And sometimes I just like to be in a space with my girls where I don't even know where my phone is and I don't give a fuck. Because in a situation that supports me, that's how it would be. I wouldn't be on my phone, and I would be with my girls, or however many was there at the time. It could be just one. And I wouldn't even be in my phone or having to look at my phone to talk to you. So there could be a little bit of that in there as well. Yeah, I feel like it's a lot to think about in the midst of everything else going on. Like, why I want to sit down and think about how or what support looks like to me when we're literally all just trying to support ourselves and stay sane in the midst of what's going on. But it is something to think about. It really is. And again, I would love to know your thoughts. How do you support your friends? How do you allow your friends to support you? What does support look like to you outside of running a business? Because again, I'm sure we're all pretty clear on how that operates. But yeah, that's it for today's episode. I have the question. Please reach out and let me know your thoughts, what you think, if anything. If you just want to reach out and be like, girl, you capping, that's support, you need to get over yourself, tell me that, because I probably do. We all got shit we be needing to get over about ourselves. So again, you can send me that information on Instagram via DM at Peace Love Locks with 2 S's or Peace Love Plants with 2 S's. You can also send me an email at contact@multidimensionalsoul.com. Don't forget, there's a new episode dropping every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe. Love and light.
Welcome to My Girl Speak with Key. Holding myself accountable looks like me intentionally working as a reminder and a mirror for others to see their own worthiness. My light sees yours. You are a reflection of me and I of you. Watering you is watering me. You can find My Girl Speak with Key each and every Wednesday, available wherever you get your podcasts.